Hey there, good morning. I'm John. Today is Wednesday, April 24th, 2024. Welcome to my daily vlog, my regular morning ritual stand-up, reporting on what I've been doing and doing next to make content creation indefinitely sustainable. So let's start by talking about yesterday, which was Tuesday, podcast edit day. So fully half of my day was in the morning editing the podcast that we'll release tomorrow. It was a well-attended Twitch stream, by the way. First, several people popped in to renew their Prime sub. Thank you for that. And I want to say there were, at one point, like 16 people, which, like a YouTube live stream playing a game, understandable. 60, 80 people there, that's cool. But I'm always pleasantly surprised when there's more than 3 or 4 people that are hanging out watching the Twitch edit, because it's productivity. But I think we're finding it's more and more entertaining. The more people are there, it's more fun because there's more interactive chit-chat, and I think it becomes more engaging. I've also added doing graphic edits on my, if I have time, on my Twitch live streams for that, because normally I would turn off the camera and then work on making the cover, the graphic, and someone asked, just show that. I'm like, okay, so I created the thumbnail live also as part of it, so it's become a holistic podcast productivity stream, audio and graphics. Anyway, well, that show is done, edited, tagged, uploaded, marked, ready. So tomorrow morning that will go live, touchless again. So that was great. Also, I spent all afternoon editing the Gary Kitchen interview video. So I'm releasing those as a combo. As I've done that before, I did that with Howard Scott Warshaw as well. So I create like a 15-minute video that's a portion of the interview, an interesting, consumable, YouTubeable, video. YouTube does not like, hey, here's an hour-long, in-depth interview. What they like is, here's something interesting that I can consume while I'm on the toilet or eating a taco or something. It's just something to pass the time for 10 or 15 minutes. They don't tend to watch the whole thing, so it's a waste to edit the whole thing. So what I'm going to have is, my plan is to get it all done and published today, which I'll talk about in a second, but inside of the video, there's information that the full audio is available and you can go listen to it. Plus I'll talk more about that in a second. That's all for today, but I worked on it a great deal yesterday. Also, I picked the Lunar Lander winners from the live stream Monday night. First one already claimed it. Haven't checked my email today, see if anybody else has. But we got our winners picked from that live stream. So if you entered and didn't look yet, go and check the community tab. Let's talk stats. Squeak up today, not where we want them, but I would like this baseline that we got to have some kind of a reference. I would like to look at an average of 10,000 views and 50 subscribers per day, which we were running for a while there. We're below that on both counts, but up from yesterday. 8,500 views per day and 25 subscribers per day, average over the last 7. So that's fully half of the subscriber growth we'd like, but we're getting closer to the video views. No new milestone yet as such because of the decreased stats, as you might imagine. So let's talk about today. I want to complete that Gary Kitchen video. And I plan to try to get them both published this afternoon simultaneously, so they reference one another. That's more work than you might imagine. So I have to make thumbnails for the video, thumbnails for the audio. I need to create a website. I have to know the address of the website before I produce the video, because I have a shortcut to the audio in the video, and I have to have the thumbnail for both of them because I reference them together to go from one to the other. And you have to be able to link to the video from the audio, so I need to know the URL of the video once I upload it so I can paste it in the audio. It's not as simple. If you're going to have them cross-reference, you kind of have to build them. It's like building 2 buildings side by side together, because you got to hop from roof to roof. It's one of those things. You can't just build one and then you fall off the building. So there's quite a bit of complexity. Maybe there's an easier way to do it, but the way I've been doing it, and look, maybe I'm wasting my effort, I don't know, but you want to be able to let people know if they're interested in this, there's more here. Or if you're interested in seeing the video portion, it's over there, to communicate that. So, yeah, you're going to get all that handled, and then I'll get those published. I also have a lot of graphics to do around that, because I need a thumbnail for the video. I need something catchy there. I already did the audio one. It's ready. It's just waiting. And I need to get started on the thumbnail, to create the box art and everything for the Friday Plays, which I'll produce tomorrow. Further, we'll record new podcasts on Friday. I have to do some podcast writing as well. I don't think it's going to be a huge undertaking, but there's only a couple of hours of work leading up to the Friday recording, and I got to start at some time, and usually I start by midweek. So, last thing I want to mention is an interesting observation, confusion, whatever, but an interesting point brought up, I guess. So you know that for the Friday Plays, I've been posting a poll in our community tab. Here are 4 possibles. Which one do you want to see? And and like there's the Space Invaders and Yard's Revenge and Pac-Mans of the world, and then there's hundreds of other interesting but little known games. And so I'll put like a very popular one or two and a couple of little known games in there. And invariably, as you might imagine, the popular games get lots and lots of votes. So those are the ones that I do. And so I've seen a couple of comments that say, man, everybody's seen Pac-Man and Yard's Revenge a million times. Everybody's talking about those. Do this other one. And I agree, actually, but here's the thing. There's this philosophical thing, I guess, that I have, which used to be, I was on the side of that commenter, the one I agree with, which is, don't just do the same thing that people have seen a million times before, because do something interesting and new. It makes great sense. Looks good in print. It makes a nice t-shirt. All that's great. Do something new. That's empowering. But people don't click on the stuff that's new, that's little known. Now you have to find a way to trick them to do it with a fancy thumbnail, right? But as we've seen, I put up a poll. If people were interested in the lesser known one, they'd click on the lesser known one to learn something. But people don't. People like to see what they're familiar with and learn something more about what they're familiar with. I think, it seems, because when you do something less familiar, people don't watch it. So it's this trap. It's this creator's trap, which is do something new and creative and interesting for little reward, or retread the same ground in a new and interesting way because people are guaranteed to click on that. And it's frustrating because that comment, I think I replied to the comment, I said, I agree, I only wish the other one would get more votes, and I'll do that, right? Because I'm going to adhere to what the votes say. I'm going to follow. I'm not going to say, vote on what you want to see next. Yeah, screw your votes. Just do something else, right? The whole point of the community is to listen to that community and do it. And the proof is in the pudding. If someone was dying to see about this lesser known piece being covered, they would click on that. But almost like the video analysis for the video in the future is being done in the poll. Like if I did these 4, that's probably the one that would perform the most because of how well it performed inside of the poll, and thus by the associative property or distributive property or whatever it is, that probably will be a better performing video as well because people took time to click on it. Remember, you don't have to vote. People stop and they scroll through and they go, ooh, I want to vote on this because I like it. That tells me they'd probably be scrolling through videos and go, ooh, I want to click on this, I like it. So there is that split between the adventurous side of me that wants to, yes, let's explore these things that are lesser known and dig into them, and the trying to grow side of me, which is, well, survey says, the analyses are that this will perform better, and thus you do that. So I'm a bit trapped by, people can say, well, just do both. Well, yeah, if I had a staff, I'd put a crew of people on doing both, right? But you have to choose one. You have to choose where to devote your time, and what's the best reward for your time is to do the one that gets the most attention, and therefore more clicks and more revenue and more subscribers and more views and more progress, and rinse and repeat each week as I put up a couple of popular ones and a couple of less popular ones. So it's interesting. Maybe there's another side to it that you have considered. Let me know in the comments. It's just an interesting thing that has popped up. It's kind of junk I like to share here on these vlogs in the mornings. So yeah, enough of my rambling. Let me go ahead and get after it then today. Got my plenty of editing ahead of me. So thank you for stopping to check out today's vlog. If you did, if you're here every day, I love you for that. Thanks for your tenacity. Have a great Hump Day Wednesday. Remember to do something good for yourself, and I'll talk to you again next day. Bye-bye.